Here, Gary, you dial this number. Tell him we want to speak to him on the air.
Can I see it?
Yeah. It's a Jersey number. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
He's good at dialing.
I understand he can dial upside down.
Yeah, fast, too. He's doing it right now. That's what he's good at. You know that, Robin.
He's the best.
Is this Kathy? I'm looking for... okay, thanks.
What happened?
Dialed the wrong number.
You dialed upside down wrong? I thought that's what you were good at.
Now we're going to discover that he's not even so good in his expertise.
That's what I hired him for, and he can't even get that right. I could have dialed the wrong number. Could have done that myself. Maybe when he lost his hair, he lost his powers. However limited they were.
That's a thought.
Yeah. Gary shaved his head for a TV show taping.
You know, Kim, we could walk down the street with him today. I'd like to see people's reaction.
Oh, I see. Gary having some trouble.
Tell me this is not a working number.
I got a feeling he just has the wrong number.
Okay. Right, thanks.
What happened?
It's the wrong number.
Shucks. I would have liked to have called that number.
No, we'll never know the answer to all those questions we have.
Give me 2 seconds to...
All right, go ahead.
Look for some more information.
Gary's going to get more information.
He's going to now go back and do further research.
Baba Booey.
That's why I had him call, because I know. I'm tired of being embarrassed by his bad research. All right, now, getting back to some of those faxes I wanted to read last week. Gary needs a miracle, doesn't he? Went you off. Now, tell me about Gary. What's his deal?
Gary is fine. The miracle we need the miracle.
What is the miracle that we need?
Because we should stop judging Gary.
Oh, I see. I see your course has really worked. All right. I mean, we pay him. Shouldn't we judge him?
But we have paid him, and he's been doing the same thing for years. When are we going to get off it?
So we should fire him. Then our miracle would come true.
Or, see, a miracle is just a change in your perception.
I see. So in other words, if I think Gary's doing just fine...
He will be.
That's a miracle. All right, that's a brilliant philosophy. That's why the country's going downhill. The Japanese don't take any course in miracles. They see something's wrong, they fix it. No, we're like, no, that's my perceptual problem. Now, I guess it's just fine. It's fine.
You just got to change.
So in other words, if I see something on the TV show that I don't like, I shouldn't work to change. I should just say, hey, that's the way it was supposed to be.
If something you are thinking makes you feel bad, choose something else to think about.
Whoa. All right, that's a great... Okay. That's sort of like when I was a little kid and I couldn't fall asleep at night.
Right.
So I would try to think about the Flintstones cartoons instead of the monsters that were in my head. And it would work.
See?
Oh, all the time. I was up all night. Okay, Jackie, first fax is about your toenails and the fact that you had to have them pulled out of your feet.
Last two today.
The last two are going down today? Are you videotaping that?
Yeah, supposedly.
Good. This is from Gary Null's column. That's the guy who is like the nutritionist?
Yeah.
Gary Null. All right. One of the most overlooked and unattended health problems in America today, despite the fact that it affects thousands of people, is foot ailments, such as corns, bunions, ingrown toenails, hammered toes, and foot odor. One of the most common foot ailments is foot fungus. That's our own Jackie Martling.
Yeah, representing foot fungus all over America.
See, this guy says everything I told Jackie, but he failed, because he says, I picked it up somewhere in the shower. But
just because Howard channeled the information is no reason to debunk it.
The number one cause of foot fungus is a poorly functioning immune system, which can result from the quality of the food we eat. Studies show that processed, fried, and canned foods, along with excess animal proteins, which is what I think is in that sandwich he eats every day.
Yeah, well, everything. You just described his lunch.
Saturated fats and sugar depress the immune system over a period of time.
Every day he takes a concentrated dose of everything you just said.
It's surprising that foot fungus is not a more serious problem, considering what everyone's eating. And you throw in a few more negatives, such as the environmental pollutants and emotional stress and blah, 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 blah. Chronically weak immune system.
Oh, Jackie.
Allows an otherwise normal balance of fungus to proliferate and then it manifests itself on your toenails. The problem of toenails that grow in brittle and yellow, rather than healthy and pink, could be addressed through diet. And then he talks about vitamin C foods, E, selenium, zinc, manganese.
Nothing about pulling out your toenails.
Nothing about that. You could also, there's a couple of steps, too, that you can take, like dry your feet after a bath. Never wear synthetic socks or shoes. Do not wear the same pair of shoes 2 days in a row.
I thought about that because I looked at the socks Jackie has been wearing even while he has this thing and he's got his toes ripped off.
Yeah.
I'm sure they just trap the, the moisture against his feet.
Yeah, well, he only owns one pair of socks.
They're like acrylic. There's nothing real about them.
Jackie.
I soak them at night.
Do you? I don't know, Jackie. I know you don't want to take the health plunge.
But what did this guy... Was this addressed to me? I mean, did he say anything about what I should...
No, it's Gary Knowles' column. I think it's from Penthouse.
Somebody just sent it to us because of you.
I thought it was from him.
No, it's not addressed to you. It's just in general. Pulling out your toenails seems like a wacky kind of solution, because I'm willing to bet money, if you'd like to bet money, that your toenails will grow in the same way.
Well, I hope they don't.
I hope they even grow in. Sometimes they don't,
Yeah, I know that.
Ooh, did they tell you
Some women have their toenails yanked off and have them grow over for the cosmetic look.
What do you mean?
Somebody
you mean they... Oh, yeah, you know why?
They yank the toenails and then the skin just grows over and they're just round and like a cartoon figure or something.
Oh.
They really like that look?
Supposedly.
I am a big fan of that look myself.
Oh, boy.
I just think, did the doctor tell you that your toenails might not even grow back in?
Yeah. He said there's a chance that they'll come back fungus, but he said there's a real good chance they'll come back in.
But what about not coming back altogether?
He was kind of vague about that.
Right. Well, he's hoping that he's looking for a Course in Miracles. Isn't that funny? I mean, I don't know.
He said they were going to grow back in, but he didn't guarantee it.
Why didn't you discuss this with... Well, you never discuss anything with me. Okay.
Yeah, he's not going to listen to you about nutrition. Just forget about it.
Because the other day he was eating those 2 dirty, disgusting hot dogs and the disgusting pork sandwich that he eats with the sauce all over it. And I said, maybe you should just rub that on your feet, the pork sandwich.
Well, I hadn't had one in a while, and I kind of...
But, like your diet is any better any other day.
Hey, listen, the guy's pretty nervous. His toenails might not grow back in. Of course he's going to eat like a pig.
You got to eat what I want.
Yeah, you got to give him some pleasure. He's walking around with his shoes, with the tips cut off his shoes because he's in so much pain.
And those red acrylic socks are sticking out.
Yeah, what are those socks made out of? What are those red acrylic socks made of?
I'm sure just nylon or something.
I think it's the same thing Superman's costume is made out of. I don't know, man. There's something going on over there with those feet.
It's so weird. I went to a street festival and walked around for 3 hours with my toes exposed, the open-toed shoe, just freaking out, worried that somebody's going to stomp on me.
Right.
Nothing happened to me.
Right.
I was fine. And that night, I went to see an old friend of mine play music in a bar, and there was nobody there except me and Nancy and another couple sitting on the other corner. And I'm sitting back, and the other couple decided to get up and dance, and the girl jumped up and pounced right on the edge with her heel. Went right up. I spent a whole day at a street.
Oh, man.
I thought they were going to have to scrape me from the ceiling, man. I swear to God.
Jackie at the street fair.
I was at the street fair.
He came in this morning.
It was so great.
2 giant garbage pails filled with clams. Everybody just eating right out of them. Okay, very good. Well, anyway, so I'm just reading the facts. It was directed at you. Take it for what it's worth. Do you believe any of that?
Yeah, I believe it. Can I have it?
Yeah. Wait, he'll eat it. Hey, rub the article on your feet.
That's got to have hot sauce.
Okay. If you can rub the article on his foot, maybe it'll heal it.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have to take a break, Fred, or can I take phone calls?
Real quick break.
All right. 7:53. We'll come back. We got news for you coming up. You know what? I got to play the song 1 or 2 more times, and then we're done.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's sort of the story's getting old, but everyone loves it so much that I'll play it 1 or 2 more times.
Supreme Court stud.
And There's just a bunch of things to keep going through and talk about right after these words.
Thursday afternoon, Stephen Rogers of Philadelphia. Classic rock and roll all day.
Jets played yesterday.
They did? What time?
I don't know what time, but they won. They beat the Colts.
They did?
Yes.
Because I tuned in. I was watching San Francisco and...
Right, they were on later.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. You know, for a guy who only half-ass sort of follows sports, I need things to happen regularly.
Right, you need to be real clear.
Yeah. That's because they were Monday Night Football, so they get a week off, the Giants.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't always happen, but it happened for them this week.
Yeah.
Because the season's so long now with an extra game or something. Everybody gets a week off.
Oh, I see.
Or an extra team in there somewhere.
I tuned in for that. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, this past weekend was the big tailgate party.
Now, let me finish the faxes for you, Robin, before we get into anything else. Dear Howard, it's amazing. Letterman's writers are afraid to even say what kind of food Dave likes. This was following our interview with David Letterman's writer. And we asked him what Dave eats at his house, and the guy wouldn't tell us.
What kind of food he prepared.
Meanwhile, your writers, Howard, are busy chopping down trees and crapping out car windows. Yeah, well, it's a different atmosphere on this show than Letterman's.
Chopping down trees.
I don't know what... All I'm reading is... I'm reading faxes that we received.
Did that make sense to you, chopping down trees?
Meanwhile, your writers are busy chopping down trees and crapping out car windows.
And that's Jackie.
Right. That's right. That's right. Fred chopped down trees at his parents' house.
Oh.
Howard, why are you wasting time talking about Letterman? You have more talent in your little penis than he has in his whole body. If he doesn't want to play by your rules, F him. That's signed Guy Mandude out of California. Guy Mandude. That's what it's signed.
Forgot about that name.
This is someone who's mad at Meg. Meg is an a-hole for referring to Howard's listeners, such as myself, as idiots. The animosity in her voice makes her sound like a frustrated old maid who hates all men. Attacking Howard's fathering abilities was very low. I never tune in her show anyway because I hate her. Otherwise, Howard, you are excellent. Music is great. Well, a lot of people were very angry.
Yeah, that evoked a lot of emotion.
Howard, the worst radio in the history of New York, the worst radio in the history of New York make that civilization was when Meg was back-to-back with Dan O at WNEW. See, most of the faxes were about Meg when she started yelling at me.
Yeah.
Meg, you are an a-hole. Do not listen. There's another a-hole one. Do not listen. Do not insult the listeners of Howard's show. Tell K-Rock I will never listen to your show again. You are a bitch. Yeah, you can't attack me. Right? Now, here's a guy who says, Dear Howard, I'm very disappointed in you. You let Meg pussy whip you yesterday. And you just sat there like a nebbish. You better lay into her today. Tell her no one would know who she was or care who she was if it weren't for you. And how she resents men because she wishes she was one. She acts like a man and sounds like a man. She takes it out on men because she wishes she was one herself. Ask her if she thinks that if she left the station, whether anyone would know or care.
You're so vicious.
And how she harped on stupider. Ask her if she ever misspoke a word before. Everyone I spoke to said she whipped you bad and you just accepted it. Go for it. Your fan, Len Hershey. Thank you, Len, for that information.
Those encouraging words.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people feel that I should,
just lace into
her and beat up on her.
Yeah.
But then she wouldn't say anything. I disagree with that philosophy. I think you gotta let her do her thing.
Sure.
If I stop her and start just yelling at her, then you won't hear.
She's not going to come in here every day for that, is she?
She's not going to come in at all. But everyone got justifiably upset. Let's see. Oh, this was faxed to us. Man pleads guilty to dragging his dog.
Now, what's that all about?
But the guy, didn't fax us the front page. He only gave us the back half of the article. It looked like it was going to be good. Evidently, they brought this guy into court who pled guilty to dragging his dog, and the quote he gave was, "I'm not proud of myself." That's pretty funny.
Was he just dragging the dog down the street, or did he have it hooked to the car? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Gilligan, his name is Gilligan. Little buddy.
Hey, little buddy.
Gilligan pleaded guilty to charges of animal cruelty, transporting an animal in a cruel manner, and failing to provide necessary medical care to an animal. Although the judge could have sent Gilligan to jail, the judge chose instead to strand him on a deserted island with Mary Ann and the professor.
With 7 stranded castaways.
Right. You know what the professor's last name was, don't you? A lot of people don't know that. Should I tell them?
Well, we used to have a...
Professor Bowles.
We never play that, do we? That bit we have.
Where is that bit, Fred?
You know, you probably have it in your vast collection.
Professor Bowles.
Feces.
Feces.
Oh, Professor Feces, yes, was it?
It was not, you didn't couch it at all. It was Professor Feces.
It was Thurston Bowles III.
Right.
And Professor Feces.
Yes.
Gilligan, let's see what Gilligan did. I know the skipper put a firecracker in a cat's ass, but...
and he actually did go to jail for that.
He did hard time, but Gilligan... the judge took ownership of the dog away from Gilligan. Okay, here it is. Several horrified Tavistock residents called police. This is in Jersey somewhere. To report that Gilligan had beaten his dog, tied her to the rear bumper of his Jeep, and was dragging the animal down Tavistock Drive at speeds around 35 miles an hour.
Oh, what did the doggy do?
Doggy do? Let's see, I don't know. Oh. We talked to neighbors, and they told us who he was and what had happened. The dog is being cared for in an animal hospital. I think they declined to release the name of the dog because...
As a minor?
Yeah. Actually, they declined to release the name of the hospital because he doesn't want Gilligan to find the animal.
Boy, I just can't imagine being so angry at your dog you hook him to the car.
Yeah. Someone took the dog in. Well, yeah, it doesn't say what the dog did.
Yeah.
In the article,
get into this trouble.
If anybody's got the front half of this article, I'd like to know what the dog did.
I mean, maybe the guy was justified. Here we are jumping to conclusions that was a terrible thing.
Sometimes, you know, seriously, if you have a new piece of furniture, like a new couch, and the dog dumps on your couch, I swear to God, I'd take the stupid dog and drag it by my Jeep. I really would. I'd kill it.
No, you wouldn't.
I'd chop its head off. No, if the dog bit someone, I'd do that. I'd chop its head off. That's all. I'd chop its head right off. If my dog bit someone, I'd chop its head off.
Maybe it was appropriate. Just don't say that.
I'd question the dog first, Robin. What am I, an idiot? Of course I'd ask.
It just sounds to me you're giving the dog a lot of credit.
Maybe.
You know, that they're going to understand human types of punishment. Now, I'm going to take you out and hook you to the car and drag you. You'll never do that again.
No. What can I say? Let me see if that's it. Before we get into what's happening around town. Oh, yes, here's another letter. This is a letter we received. Stern. All right? Mm-hmm. You constantly use the name of our Lord in vain. I think when I say, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You are a Jew. Full-blooded. He refuses to respect the fact that I'm half Jewish. Mm-hmm. Refuses to respect
Where do you think that's from?
I don't know. He says, you look and smell like a Jew. Well, I can't help that. You are evil and slander others like a Jew. Oh, see, that's why he feels I'm full-blooded Jew, because I slander others.
You act like a Jew.
You smell like a Jew.
What is that saying? If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Therefore, you must be a Jew. Use the name of your chief rabbi or Moses when you must curse. Leave the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, off of your dirty tongue. You are a disgrace to the human race. Die, Jew bastard, die. Signed, Tom Chesano. All right. What is it?
We went to talk to a guy on the phone who had the same problem as Jackie, and one possible scenario that could happen.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, sure.
Oh, no.
Don't you want to hear the rest of my hate mail? I'll come back to it in a second.
All right.
And you are on the air.
He says he's in a wheelchair. Hang up.
Yeah. Dude.
Hello?
All right, now you say, lower your radio. That's the problem.
Okay, hold on.
Sounded like he got up at least.
You know, it's funny. Hey, Gary, why does the guy have his radio up? I thought you had it so that when you put someone on hold... forget it. I just thought we
did have it that way.
What?
And we did have it that way, and for some strange reason, that stopped happening, and they've been looking into it for about 2 days.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay. Because we figured out if we put people on hold and they can hear the station, then they won't have the radios.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
But, of course, we're the only... music on hold is at every company. But, of course, when we put it on, there's always a problem.
It breaks.
It breaks. I mean, how can it break? How does that break?
They're looking into it.
All right, so you had a foot fungus like Jackie?
Yeah, and what happened was they removed the toenail.
How many toenails?
Just one.
Right.
You only had one fungus...
Yeah, on the big toe, unfortunately.
Infected toe.
Right. Do you eat a lot of, like, lamb sandwiches with tons of sauce on it?
No.
All right, go ahead.
And what happened was when the toenail grew back, it grew back deformed. Like the doctor has to cut it, and it just never grew back the normal way.
What do you mean by deformed?
It grows to the right.
Yeah. And
it's about 1/4 of an inch thick, and it's split down the middle.
Ooh.
Oh, my God. So you grew back hooves.
Yeah, just about like that.
Hey, Jackie, it was a smart move pulling out all your toenails.
Sounds good.
He's going to have 10 of those.
What did you tell him?
Jackie's going to have 10. Suddenly this isn't funny. Jackie's going to have 10 1/4-inch thick. How thick would you say the regular toenail is?
I really couldn't tell.
Less than a 16th.
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
exactly.
you're saying a giant thickened toenail, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like before you got it removed?
There was all fungus and pus.
Was it thick?
It was a regular toenail. It's just that the doctor cauterized it when he was taking it out.
See, yours weren't even normal anymore.
Exactly.
I can't wait to see what grows back on Jackie's feet.
When the guy did it to me, my toenails weren't all pussy and
well, not
they weren't
yet.
that far gone.
They probably had been that years ago.
Jackie, you wouldn't know what was going on those feet.
And it tells
Hey, and by the way, don't use the word pussy on the air.
Okay.
That could have a double meaning.
This is true.
How come it didn't spread to your other toes?
I caught it in time.
He didn't just sit there and watch all of his toes degenerate, Jackie.
Not only that, but this happened when I was like in the 6th grade or something.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just.
So you're saying Jackie's toenails could grow back 1/4 inch thick, with a split down the middle and blackened?
And growing to the right.
And growing to the right. You mean, in other words, it wasn't centered, the toenail?
No, when it grew back, it wasn't centered.
But it's been growing like this for how long?
About 30 years.
Wow, so what do? You have to go to a doctor like every month and get it manicured?
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
He's going to have all 10.
That doctor's got you now.
Jackie, it's priceless. You got to see Jackie's face. It's like a guy praying.
If Jackie thinks that Saturday night when that lady stepped on his foot was bad, forget it. If his toenail grows back like mine and somebody steps on it.
You go nuts, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
No more street fairs.
Imagine all 10 feet being
just
crooked.
imagine everybody going in a different direction on his toes. All split in half. So he's got 20 toenails now instead of 10.
We won't even have to tape segments for the TV show anymore. Just watch Jackie. We'll do time-lapse photography on his toenail.
Oh, boy.
It won't take that long.
So how long did it take to grow back?
Maybe about a month.
Is there any growth going on down there now, Jackie?
I don't know.
Has the incubus been born yet?
No, there's still... it still must be in the egg.
Man. Still
but
incubating.
It's been how many weeks now?
How many weeks have you been without toenails?
3, maybe? 2?
And his grew back in a month.
Well, he was young, though.
Maybe Jackie's not getting any nails back.
No, I don't think he remembers. It takes a while for him to heal after they yank him off.
Look at Fred.
Let me ask this guy one thing.
Sure, go ahead. Ask away.
Do you know anybody else that had this happen to them?
It's not uncommon.
No, but do you know anybody else?
Do I know anybody else?
Just answer the question. You sound like you're now trying to... You don't know anyone else, do you?
There's a few people in the office when I have the toenail cut.
Okay.
Now... But does anybody else...
Sorry. Go ahead, yeah?
Does anybody else have a similar story? Like, have you ever met somebody that said, oh, yeah, I had mine removed, too, and mine growing crooked?
Jackie, no offense.
I'm trying to figure out...
You can't spend the whole day on your toenail.
I just want to find out if this guy is a typical...
Jackie, this sounds... It's
kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, I bet you it is. But I'm going to tell you something. The more questions you ask, the more you're going to bum out. This guy ain't in the business of making you feel good. I think we better end the conversation now.
And besides all that, the other people he knows are already in the doctor's office. What does that tell you?
Why didn't you remove one toenail first, see if it worked, before you removed all 10?
That would have been way too small.
Do me a favor. Hold on to the 2. Cancel your appointment for today.
No, because the one big toe is the one that hurts the most. That's the one that's actually bad.
So don't you hear what this guy's saying? See how the other ones grow back, dummy.
But he had it done 30 years ago. They might have learned something in 30 years.
Yeah, they learned how to fill out the Medicaid forms.
Just hope that they don't cauterize it.
Oh, is that what happened? You got yours cauterized?
It had to be cauterized.
Because it was bleeding?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you get yours cauterized?
I think all of them.
Oh, man.
Oh, what? Wait. You know what? No, I don't think I did. I don't think I did. No, because when they do that, that's supposed to keep it from ever coming back, right, sir?
No, what it was is
because
to
it
make
bleeds
sure
so
nothing
much.
comes back and to stop bleeding.
Well, at least I have some questions to ask now.
Oh, man.
Howard, you want me to take a picture of it and mail it to you?
Yeah, do that.
Oh, yeah, do it.
Address it to me, okay?
No problem.
All right, dude.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Jackie.
I can't wait to see what happens.
Oh,
I know
man.
you can't.
I just can't wait to see what grows in.
It's like it lives.
Yeah.
You got to look in that crib and see what it is.
Whee!
Can I make an announcement?
Yes. You're going to be cutting your feet off.
I have had my last lamb sandwich.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, if you want to talk to me about getting some vitamins and getting things going.
From now on.
Yeah. All right.
Okay?
All right, man. I think I'm going to talk to... I'm going to have a long... You want some
Howard,
tips?
I'm going to lick this toe thing.
Very good, Jackie. Henny Youngman over there. 818. Yeah, all right, very good. But it's going to require you taking an oath and really sticking to it.
But I will. I don't want to be on... It'd be a good idea anyway.
Talking about multivitamins. I'm talking about drinking only water.
When I saw the blimp that they lowered onto the set Saturday night, I realized maybe I should start thinking.
Okay.
I thought it was Sam.
Hey, nobody called up to tell us how good our TV show was. I thought that was a particularly good one.
People were telling me as I was out yesterday that they enjoyed it, yes.
My father called me up and said, how is that cigar? You know, when you smoke that cigar, how come you smoked that cigar? You were really smoking it. My father was a cigar smoker and had to give it up.
I see. So he was concerned that you're now hooked.
He says, most comedians, they don't smoke it with the intensity you were smoking it. Groucho used it more as a prop. I go, Dad, look, I wasn't being Groucho. I was being Houcho. I didn't want to play it. See, I think that's good enough for us to do a daily half-hour program. Me and
daily?
A daily half-hour program. We could tape it all in one day and give up that other stupid show.
All right.
Just have it.
Because we're there long enough to tape 5 shows in.
Because I know that show is going to be 10 times better than what Bill Cosby's going to do.
That was so funny.
It was great.
You get the right contestants in there. You can make anybody a guest.
Yeah. Houcho. It's pretty funny when that Houcho graphic came up with
that.
All right. Yeah, Jackie, you were a good duck with that big fat ass of yours lowering down.
That's all you have to do is sit up there, Jackie.
You bet your ass. And Jackie's feet were dripping on us.
I'm never standing under them again. They got to put him some other place.
Did some of that water fall on your head? Because we might have to have your head removed.
I might have fungus in my head.
Jackie's foot juice was dripping on Robin. All right, we'll be back right after these words. 8. You have as much appeal as watching cottage cheese turn rancid. As far as your nose is concerned, it looks like the business end of an enema tube. As for Quivers, I'm surprised you haven't inserted plates in her lips and used her to rest coffee cups on. Your show should be shown to prisoners awaiting the death sentence as an alternative. What's with that mass of weeds you call hair? You are so ugly, you could replace Medusa. It also looks like you cultivated your staff in a toxic dump. Stuttering John should have been terminated at birth. Tell Gary that a padded coat hanger makes a good butt plug. Fred should be force-fed a month's worth of morning tooth crust from pig... I don't know what that means. Fred should be force-fed a mouth's worth of morning tooth crust from Pig Boy Delabate.
Oh.
And as for Jackie, it shows what can happen if syphilis goes untreated. Take heed, dogs.
Oh.
Take heed, dogs. I think that's referring to all you guys, not me.
Right.
All right, okay.
You're just untalented.
Right. 827, 92.3. Yeah, right. You guys are dogs. All right, one last play on Supreme Court stud. Maybe one or two, maybe I'll do one more.
In fact, you know what I was thinking? Maybe there is a new KKK message. I'm sure the guy's going to respond to the election the other day that says that ex-KKK guy is going to be able to run for governor of Louisiana.
Yeah.
The Democrat.
Yeah, Gary, you ought to check that, but I got to play the old one because it was...
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
It was about Andy Mayberry.
Pretty intense to know that the guy's responding to us now. We're like pen pals.
And then John has tape of him and Ed Begley Jr. that we should play.
Yeah.
Which you haven't heard yet. So... we got to get to all of this and news, and Michael McKean's going to call in for a few minutes, too.
Okay.
Because he did something pretty cool. Supreme Court stud. Do you want that first, or you want the KKK?
Supreme Court stud.
Okay. Here we go. 92.3 K-Rock, WYSP, WJFK, Supreme Court stud. Oh, come on, baby.
Get your black ass away from me.
Oh, come on. Come on over here, baby.
No,
Come on, sweetie, honey, come on.
You in trouble.
You know what I like.
You a liar.
Oh, come on. I like the way the line run up the back of your stocking.
Never mind my stocking.
Come on, honey.
There's nothing for you.
Anita Hill. She am a bitch.
What?
She am a liar. She am a snitch.
Now I must protest.
What?
So angrily.
Oh, come on.
All you senators, you tried to ruin me.
Nah, that's a lie. You full of crap.
Ha! But you told me.
What?
To sit on your lap.
Oh, that lie. You hate all men. You are big and strong.
You said you big? Like long dong?
Whoa now, baby. I ain't trying to be uppity. I want to be a judge right on. Come on, Anita. You are treating me like crud.
After I get through with you, your name will be mine.
I swear that I telling the truth.
You horny douche. Jump off a roof.
Why don't Kennedy leave me alone?
Danny Kennedy?
Yes.
I'm glad he didn't give me no ride home.
Sit.
Now everybody thinking you are one horny judge. Oh yeah, I know that.
Oh, come on, baby. I got the white wife who digs my big fudge. I might as well face it, I'm a Supreme Court stud. I might as well face it, I'm a Supreme Court stud.
You ain't no stud.
Might as well face it, I'm a Supreme Court
I
stud.
ain't facing nothing.
Might as well face it, in my pants there's a skirt.
You got alien
Might as
pubic hair.
well face it, got a big monster
Now
butt.
you better stop harassing me.
Babe, come here.
I don't want that thing.
Your sweet little nubbins next to
You get that thing away from me.
Oh, come on, baby. Come
Listen
on.
here, I am a professional woman.
Oh, come on.
I am a professor.
I want a little kiss.
You ain't nothing.
I like young girls with large, huge breasts.
That is harassment.
What? Who would have guessed? You ever see
See what?
sex with a goat?
With a goat?
Is that your pubic hair? Upon my coat.
Now looky here. I'm gonna slow your nomination down.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, come on,
You better
baby.
believe it.
If it's 'cause I'm black, then it's totally wrong. Judge me on my merits and not my long dong. Judge me on my merits and not my long
Ain't
dong.
no way.
Judge me on my merits and not my long
You in
dong.
big trouble.
Judge me on my merits and not my long
Keep your black
dong.
hands off of
Judge
me.
me on my merits and not my long
You
dong.
ain't got no merit.
Judge me on my
You
merits
keep your hands off of me. You keep your black ass in the other room. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to know you.
Give me your sweet
You
candy.
just get out of here, you.
Come on, baby.
You harassing me. You harassing me with your big black hands all over me. Nobody believe you. Ain't nobody believe you. Nobody believe your story. You ain't nothing.
All right, yes. 92.3 K-Rock, WYSP, WJFK. There it is, Supreme Court stud, Robin.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
A big hit.
Big hit. Gary said Universal Pictures called. They want to hear a copy of it.
Universal Pictures?
Universal Pictures, that's correct.
Why would they want that?
Well, I do not know why they want it, but I'm just telling you the tremendous accolades that are coming in. Yes, everybody loves Supreme Court stud. The definitive statement on that whole nonsense. Right?
Okay. I think it says everything.
All right, what do you want to do next?
I thought you were going to do the KKK hotline.
Do we have time here, Fred?
Yes.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
And we'll get to John's tape this morning, too, I promise. Because everybody's been calling for that. Just too much good stuff, you know what I mean?
I know. We got to catch up.
Okay. Now, I'll try not to interrupt this, but you know I will.
Wake up, white people. There are thousands of organizations working for the interest of niggers, Mexicans, and other mud-colored animals. How many groups stand up for the interest of white people? Not many, and as a result, we are faced with reverse discrimination in jobs and promotions. We have forced busing so our children can be sent to a jungle, and our taxes continue to rise to support a minority welfare. We have a high rate of brutal crime. We have many anti-white movies on our TV. What we have is a society oriented to the wishes of a bunch of filthy niggers and Mexicans.
The best part's coming up when he starts talking about Andy and Mayberry.
Right. That's when I start to cringe.
Yeah. He liked our bit. Someone must have played it for him.
Well, he liked the premise anyway.
Right.
And Mexicans. The only solution, white people, is to join or support the Ku Klux Klan. If you leave a request on this machine, I will not return your call. Too many people are using my machine to play jokes on their friends. The Klan is not a joke. White people, when will you wake up and stop destroying your own race by mixing with filthy niggers? White people, niggers are not equal to humans, and to mix with them is bestiality. Did anybody ever wonder why there were no niggers in Mayberry, North Carolina on the Andy Griffin Show? Well, I found out, people. But now someone has given me the reason. It looks like that Barney and Aunt Bee and Ernestine Bast and even the Sheriff Andy Taylor were all in the Mayberry KKK. Thanks for calling. Wake up, white people. Wake up. Save our land. Join the Klan. You are not a bunch of sheep. You are people. Wake up and save our land. Join the Ku Klux Klan.
It's a poem at the end. Wake up and save our land. Join the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. It's sort of like that kind of thing, like a slogan.
Wake up, white people. Save our land. Join the Klan.
I like when he says, what was it about Andy and Mayberry? Oh, yeah, Andy Griffin Show.
Yeah, it's Andy Griffith, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Griffith, but...
I take offense at that.
I think he calls Ernestine, too.
I did think he, I said that last week and I wasn't sure. Ernestine.
Ernestine.
So he don't even know the show.
Yeah, but at least you like our bit. And anybody who likes our bit's okay.
Oh, you.
You know how we feel about our show. If you're a fan, you're okay. 835-92.3 K-Rock, WYSP, WJFK. What's next on my list? You want to update the news?
Yes.
Then we'll talk to Michael McKee, and then we'll play John's tape.
Okay.
And goof on him stuttering.
Sounds like a good plan.
And we'll take some more phone calls, and then wrap it up.
All right.
So, yeah, get the whole thing worked out.
Well, it's only half the day gone.
And then we get
good thing you did.
And then we get the TV meeting today, except they got the whole show mapped out already. It should be a 5-minute meeting. No, I've already planned it.
I've heard that every week since we started.
No, but I got all the ideas for it already. Nobody has to think up any ideas. I came up with a bunch of good ideas. So now we're all set. All they have to do is institute them. Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
All right, I'll be timing this meeting, and I'll tell everyone how long it went.
Well, first I have to lecture everyone on what they did wrong last week. And then I can lay out what's going to go on this week. All right, we'll take a break. 8:36. We'll be back right after these words. We'll tell you everything that's going on. Oh, stay with it? How come I can't break and go away somewhere? What is this?
Kitty City.
Kitty City's good. All right, I'll stay here and do this. Why do I like Kitty City? Because it's competitive. That's why. I always thought there was only one toy supermarket that you could go to. I'm like everybody else. I'm going to the one stupid place. I'm walking around there looking for things, and nobody's there to help me. Well, now New York, Jersey, Philadelphia, now Washington and Baltimore have an official toy store. Wake up, white people. Go to Kitty City. That's right. Wake up. Wake up, white people.
It's People.
People. People. People.
It's People.
P-A-P-L-E.
White People.
People. Kitty City is the coolest place because not only do they have the lowest prices, not only is it the largest toy supermarket, you know they have more square footage than any...
See, I didn't know they were larger.
Oh, yeah. See, people don't know that. They all think there's only one place you can go. Do you know that at Kitty City there's a help button in the aisle? You need assistance. You're not running around asking these kids, can you help me? No, I can't help you. No, there's a help button. Somebody walks over and helps you, especially in the electronic games department. Because you know that can be real confusing. You have questions. But how are you supposed to get them answered? If all of the electronic games are behind a case somewhere and there's no one there to help you, what I got to come in and know everything about electronic games? Who else but Kitty City made a layaway plan? Nobody else worries about your convenience. Where are you going to store all of those toys that you buy for Christmas? You keep them at Kitty City. They lay them away for you. And you pay out slow. You don't have to pay out all at once. That's nice. Kitty City, with locations in Manhattan at 34th Street, Union Square, 79th and Broadway, New Jersey, East Hanover, Edison, Old Bridge, Toms River, Cherry Hill. It's Kitty City. Go over there. With Polly? Poland Spring Natural Spring Water. What a great way to refresh yourself. No sodium, no calories, crisp, clean, refreshing taste. And I got news for you. Our own Jackie Martin. He's going to be drinking 8 glasses of it a day.
He doesn't know it yet.
He doesn't know yet what he's going to be doing.
That's the one thing I do right.
Yeah.
Poland Spring in our bedroom. Seriously.
Okay. In your bedroom? What do you mean in your bedroom?
We have one of those dispensers.
In the bedroom?
Yeah, upstairs. Well, in the attic. So we don't. We sleep in the attic, so I don't go traipsing.
No, I know where you sleep. I've seen the attic bedroom. The one where I feel like Cousin It. I can't stand up. And it's like Cousin It's room.
I forget what luxury he's living in.
He took his attic.
All right.
And made a room up there.
Well, there's Poland Spring water.
So all there's room for is a bed up there.
And the Poland Spring dispenser.
And that's some bedroom. Well, the decor must be inspiring.
You know, Architectural Digest is calling.
You know what? That'd be a good goof. Why don't we call Architectural Digest and say, come on over and take pictures of Jackie's house.
We have a water view of the Bayville Bridge.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's got a little window in the attic.
I was going to say, it's probably this big, right?
And you can see the bottom of the water. You can almost see it.
You're so full of crap.
Oh, okay. Take a picture out your window.
Okay.
Good. Dick. That's it. I'm not going to cure your feet.
Okay, Dick. His name's Howard.
Yeah, Howard Dick. You see, Jackie goes around calling me Dick all day. I've been so terrible to him.
You're Dick to me.
All right. Remember, I bought you that house.
Thank you very much for the house.
A nice thing about the 1.5-liter bottle or the 12-ounce bottle is the resealable cap. Great for putting it in your car, your golf bag, etc. Your golf bag? Oh, Jackie's got that, too, up in the attic.
We have a 9-hole golf course in the attic.
If you're driving to work, drink a bottle. It's Poland Spring. What it means to be from Maine. Robin, sing it.
What it means to be from Maine.
There it is. Very nice. Okay, 845, 92.3 K-Rock.
Poland Spring in my bedroom.
I got it in my bedroom. Yeah, they got an actual spring running through the bedroom. I think it comes through the roof. It leaks.
Right.
Leaks right in. What do you mean? You got the big... I'm talking about the giant...
We did have the big, tall one.
Yeah.
The big, tall dispenser that gave out hot water and cold water.
Right.
And finally said to Nancy, this thing's got to get out of here.
Right,
so we got the shorter one.
And the guy from the Poland Spring delivery guy actually carried it up to your...
No, he brought it all... Well, he brought up the dispenser, but that doesn't weigh anything. Right. But I'm the one that carts up those monstrous bottles.
Really?
Why would you put it in your bedroom?
Because if he's laying in bed and he needs a drink of water.
You know, like a drink of water in him. It's great having it in the bedroom.
That's right.
It really is.
You can't go to the kitchen.
Oh,
because his attic is way
right,
up.
I know, and they don't want to drop that ladder in the middle of the night.
It's really weird. In order to get the attic, you got to drop a ladder into Jackie's real bedroom. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, have you've seen it, Fred?
It's like a rope ladder.
It's a rope ladder. So I guess when you're up there, you need all your supplies to go to bed.
But wait a minute. If he has to go to the bathroom, what happens?
He has to use the rope ladder.
That's why I don't drink that much.
I'll bet you he pees out the window. I'll bet you $1 million.
You know they've got... old cans and
Jackie pees in the Poland Spring containers. The used one.
I label them by month.
Yeah. Seriously, when you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, tell the truth now.
Don't you do it out the window?
No, we have the extra, the empty Poland Spring container.
No, come on, be honest.
No, we got to walk downstairs.
You don't walk downstairs. You have that rope ladder. You got to climb down a ladder to get down to your bedroom.
In a fire pole.
Now,
what are you doing right now?
I'm being serious. Be honest with me. Have you ever been so tired? Because to get downstairs to your bathroom is a bit of a walk. Yeah. You know, it actually is an obstacle course.
It is a real pain in the ass to get up and go to the bathroom.
So do you ever open that window and go out the window?
Have I ever thought about it? Or
have you ever done it?
I have never done it. I have very seriously considered it, but I have never done it.
You've always gone downstairs to your bathroom?
Just about every time.
Just about every time.
Really, seriously? Oh, you don't want to admit it?
There have been nights when I've had empty beer cans up there and stuff, and I've thought about it, but no, I've never done that.
All right.
I can't imagine what's up there. Beer cans.
I would like to make a surprise visit.
Poland Spring dispenser.
It's unbelievable what goes on in that house. And what is your regular bedroom
I'll
now?
make a short documentary of life at Mike.
What's going on in your regular bedroom? What's in there now? Your equipment?
That's my studio.
Your studio. All right. Studio.
It's nicer than yours.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure of that. What, are you in competition with me on everything?
No, it's not even close to yours.
Good. Baby. It's because your nails are going to grow back clubbed. And hooven. Seriously, you always climb, because you got like a, what is it, like a ladder? When you open up that thing, that hatch.
What drops down?
What drops down?
Open the flap and the stairs fold down.
Oh, stairs.
That's what I figured, it's a ladder.
Who made those stairs, you?
No, they were there. They were there with the house.
Oh, okay. Because I told him what I thought he should do with his bedroom is open it up. If he wants to sleep up there in the attic, open up the...
Yeah, break through.
Break through, and they put a loft kind of bed up there, and then down there you could have like a... But he wants to make that a studio. But you got a studio in your basement. How many studios you got in your house? 3?
No, 1.
The studio in the bed... What happened to the studio in the other room?
The studio in the basement got moved.
And what about the studio that was on the same floor as the bedroom, one of the extra bedrooms?
That's the studio.
So you want to move that into your bedroom?
No, he's saying his bedroom is the studio. What happened to the old studio that was on, not the basement studio, the studio that I saw that was...
See, I don't know. Everything's been moved around so many times. I don't remember when you were at my house.
All right, I don't want to know. I got to get to the news.
There was equipment in the basement and equipment up on the second floor.
Right.
Now it's in one place.
Except you can't sleep so good because the Poland Spring is on top of you.
It's very damp in the bed.
There's not much room up there in that attic. I can't stand straight up.
I've never seen the attic. I just know he's, climbing up to go to bed.
Let's go to bed. Okay, I'll see you later. Where's my hiking boots?
Good night.
Good night.
Getting nosebleeds.
Good night, everyone. But that would actually be beautiful to create a loft area.
Yeah, right. Well,
that wouldn't, prevent him from having a studio.
Well, yeah. I would say move the studio to one of the extra bedrooms to make a real nice master bedroom, but...
Oh, why not keep it in the basement?
You can't do that. That's where his offices are.
It's the Long Island offices.
I think I'd put my offices in the second bedroom on the second floor.
No.
Oh.
Please, Robin, you don't understand.
I don't understand. You're right.
You really don't. You have no idea what's going on.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
All right. Now, what's in the news?
Well, Howard, first I want to say, yesterday...
I got to see that house. That's some house.
Yeah, we got to go through there again because lots of changes have been made, apparently.
Yes.
But last week, we were all up in arms because a week ago today, we were wondering what the Senate was going to do about the nomination of Judge Clarence Thomas. Now, of course, we already know what happened. He was confirmed he will sit on the Supreme Court. But over the weekend, as I was perusing the newspapers, I discovered that a number of state senators were saying that they got tons of calls.
Because people didn't understand.
The day before, because they didn't know. We were talking about the federal government.
I see.
The United States Senate, they thought any senator would do. So they were calling state senators, making their
At least they called someone.
preferences known.
Sandy Korn didn't know communism ended in Russia. That was an amazing interview. We should replay portions of that.
People came up to me afterwards and they said, was that an act? Or was she really that out of touch? But I thought that was interesting that people are calling to get involved in government, and they know so little about government, they think the Supreme Court justices are nominated by their state senators. I thought that was interesting.
Jackie, you called your state senator, didn't you?
I don't know who that is.
Fortunately, I don't know who mine is either.
Or you would have.
I called Sandy Court.
Asked her for the phone number.
So anyway, there is also a report in the paper today that 2 justices on the Supreme Court don't believe that Clarence Thomas was telling the truth when he said he did not sexually harass Anita Hill.
So what's that mean?
The judges were not identified. This is in Newsweek magazine this week.
Sandra Dale.
But they speculate that the attitude toward Thomas will cause problems on the court.
Right.
Because it's very important that each of the judges maintain a certain level of respect and they have to have some kind of personal relations in order to work so closely. So with a couple of them thinking, you know, he's a bad guy or he's a liar, he's not going to get on so well in this new position, maybe.
Come on, Anita, I ain't such a bad guy. How about coming over to my place?
Out in Oakland, California, they're still fighting a huge firestorm out there. The winds have died down overnight, though, after gusting to 40 miles an hour during the day. Authorities say at least 10 people have died as the flames rush through a well-to-do neighborhood. Hundreds of homes are in ashes. Well, you know...
I heard Anita Hill started the fire.
Stop it.
Someone told me that. So someone just tipped us off to that.
But the whole area, you know, that whole state of California is just so subject to these natural disasters.
Why, I'm a tinderbox.
And people love living there, you know. They live with their houses being washed down mountains every year.
Seems like a lot of problems.
Oh, these huge forest fires. Now, this is something totally new. I had never heard about this kind of thing happening before, not to say anything about earthquakes.
Yeah, I don't even know that I could live in California because, in fact, we had an opportunity to move there. And I said to Robin, I don't think I could live somewhere where I know that there's going to be a massive earthquake. I mean, I know it's going to happen.
So I don't know if when.
Yeah, I just don't know that I can deal with that. That I might be wiped off the face of this planet by an earthquake. To me, there's a couple of really bad ways to die.
Really?
The worst way is to be eaten by an animal. That's the worst.
Oh, I never thought
of being
that.
food for something is horrible. That to me would be like getting eaten by a shark or something. I mean, what a futile sort of existence. To be, to be eaten by...
I just never thought of that. I'm trying to decide how I feel about it.
The food, to be part of the food chain, you know what I mean? And that would be a real bummer. Fire is a bummer.
Yeah, I always said fire would be the worst way to go.
You know, they always tell you that you first pass out from the smoke inhalation, so, you never really feel anything, but...
You don't pass out, you choke.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant.
That's not fun. Yeah, it would be, to me, the best way to go is to just take a few pills and go to sleep. Or sit in your car with the motor running. With the garage.
Oh, so you're planning to exit before your time?
No, I'm just saying if I had to, I would do it that way. Nothing violent.
What do you mean had to?
Oh, if something was going on where I had to, kill myself.
What would that be?
The mafia's chasing me. They're going to kill me anyway. I want to go in a nice, gentle way, all right?
But just in general, you just want to, what, drop dead?
Yeah, I want to drop dead in my sleep, obviously.
Oh, okay.
It's the best way to do it. Although with the raging boner I go to sleep with because I don't get any sex, I don't think I'll ever drop dead in my sleep because there's just too much action going on in my bedroom.
So it'll probably be a heart attack getting that.
That's right.
That'll take you out of here.
That's right.
I see. In New Orleans.
I had sex this weekend, though. I shouldn't say I don't. My wife gets mad if we have sex, and then I go on the air and say we didn't have it.
That's why she withholds for about 3 or 4 weeks, because you say you don't.
Well, Saturday night, I was exhausted. I went out to dinner, and then I saw a movie.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Which I hadn't done in ages. And I'm sitting there with my coat over my head so no one will recognize me.
What'd you see?
Little Man Tate.
How is that?
Yeah, everyone's saying it's so good. It's okay. It's not great. It could have been a lot better. Jodie Foster isn't the great director we think she is.
Well, that's her first movie. Give her a chance.
It's just, it's a great, it's what a great idea. You know what? These kids who are geniuses, they're supermen. Yeah. I mean, we say nobody has superpowers. There are kids being born with superpowers. They're so brilliant they can read at the age of 1, and, they're brilliant. They can play the piano and all that kind of stuff.
How does that happen?
It's like a genetic fluke.
How could it be genetic? Because you were sitting there with the dumb mother.
Yeah, I know what you're
looking at her and go, wait a minute, how did this happen?
Yeah, I don't know, but supermen are born.
So it's a fluke, a complete fluke.
I
think it's a mutation.
And I'm a fluke. That's right. Well, yeah, let's hope it is a mutation, because eventually all of society will be that smart. That would be incredible.
That would be good.
That would be great if that was a mutation.
But, you know, guys like that often marry Marilyn Monroe. But go on.
Go ahead. Right.
You know, they're not trying to find some other smart woman to marry.
But it's just that my complaint with the movie is it's such a cool story. I'd love to see a movie about this kid's life and what it's like to be a genius. I think get more into him as opposed to, you know...
Everybody around him.
Yeah, you know.
And how they deal with it.
You sort of don't find out enough about the kid. But, I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. I'd recommend it. It's just a lot was lacking. But then again, it's better than all the crap I watch. I mean, I came from watching The Masseuse with High Facial Lee. So I feel anything that's a little bit...
And you gave that rave reviews.
That's a really good film. That's one of the best porno movies I've ever seen because it has a little story going for it.
You are incredible.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. More news. Okay, Robin.
I've been doing entirely too much singing on this show today.
Well, come on, earn your money.
I want to get to the right part.
I'll tell you where. I know where it is. Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
Come on and nutricize your body.
Background.
Nutricize your mind.
Background singer.
All you have to do is make a phone call.
All right, there you go, Nutrisystem. You're getting better as you go along. Adding, like, more little nuances to it. You know, Nutrisystem really does work. If you want to be thin, if you're sick of being fat, disgusting, bloated, not fitting into your clothes, imagine how easy it is. That's the part.
There.
1-800-321-THIN.
Nutricize your life.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Nutrisystem. See, if you're tired of being fat and bloated and all that disgusting stuff, what's great about this... Why am I yelling over this music?
Because you turned it up.
Can't handle it. Stupid song. It really is. I'm going around humming it.
They don't write jingles like they used to.
No, they don't. Anyway, ever since Dirt Can't Hide from Intensified Tide, I haven't heard a good jingle.
You'll wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent.
Yes. Anyway, this is the final week to Nutricize and lose all the weight you can for the price of a 10-pound program at participating centers. You get a low price. They make all the food for you. Food and evaluation fee not included. Call 1-800-321-THIN. And if you're going out to eat in the city, Mickey Mantles now is serving from the Nutrisystem cookbook. And I'm telling you, these entrees are fabulous. Central Park, where is that? Sports Bar?
Central Park West.
Central Park South.
Central Park South, okay. And what?
Who knows and what? Whatever they call it, Mickey Mantles Restaurant, I'll tell you where he is. You know where it is. It's over there. Nutrisystem, 1-800-321-THIN. It really works.
All right.
94 WISP Philadelphia. Howard Stern all morning.
I don't feel very dignified standing here wearing nothing but my shoes.
Classic rock and roll all day.
And crisp fall. I mean, I don't know. Saturday morning is my favorite time of the week. That's it. No, not why.
No explanation.
Nothing.
Whatsoever.
There is no excuse ever to lie before a congressional committee. This is a guy who lies to everybody. This is a guy who, there's no excuse for a guy to lie on radio saying he knows Sandy Koufax. And he doesn't. He says he grew up with him and he never met the guy.
I mean, he does this in lecture series throughout the country. He wrote it in a book.
How can he be so high and mighty in his stupid column? I mean, first of all, this is a stupid column.
He won't even tell the truth about how many marriages he's had.
Yeah, right.
But he would, I suppose, before a congressional committee.
So if we can get Larry King in front of a congressional committee, we can find out whether or not he really knows Sandy Koufax. The way I see it, people who enjoy gay bashing probably have major, major problems of their own. Oh, like we all don't know that. You know, every psychologist says if you're a gay basher, you might be a latent homosexual. But, I mean, you know.
Larry just figured it out.
Larry just got it at the age of 67 years old. Sadly, a lot of talk shows on radio today are more like buffoonery on display. But that's it. Like who? Who's he talking about? You mean USA Today gets this column and accepts it?
And he's not in every part of the country. How would he know what's going on? Is he talking about Washington? Is he talking about where he lives?
Casey Kasem's radio delivery is as smooth as anybody who's ever been on the media. Come on. It's an annoying delivery. It's like a robot. Call me horny, but I'd hump Anita Hill. Oh, it doesn't say that. How about all right, I'll tell you what. I'll make statements. You tell me if they're real Larry King statements.
All right.
Did you read this column yet?
No.
Okay, good. All right. All right, ready? You tell me if you think they're real or fake.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. How about a hooray for whomever invented Q-tips?
Larry King.
That's right. That is Larry King.
You would never say, how about a hooray?
All right.
That was an easy one.
All right. How about a hooray? Okay.
That's a good one.
All right, here we go. The Liz Taylor wedding is the greatest non-news story of the year.
Larry King.
Right. Very good. All right.
I got Larry's style down.
I miss those little Hershey kisses.
Howard Stern.
Larry King.
That was Larry King.
Yep.
Thought you were throwing me one that sounded very much like his.
Isn't it about time we all started recycling toilet paper?
That's Howard Stern.
And I did auction off 2 cars.
Good, I want to see how you do it.
I was okay.
Did you do hand?
Yeah, I sort of did do that.
Do it. How did you do it?
I'd rather wait for the tape.
Do it.
Because I can't recreate it now. Without the excitement of the...
What kind of car did you auction?
I auctioned off a Cadillac.
Yeah, so how do you do that? Here's a Cadillac.
Actually, no, what happens is somebody gives the intro. You know, in other words, they roll the car and the guy says, I got a Cadillac. It's a, it's a 1989. During the auction, you say, come on, what do I hear for this Cadillac? It's a beautiful Cadillac. What do you do with the Cadillac? What do I hear for this car? You know, that sort of thing.
What do you give me for this car?
What do I hear for a Baba bid?
We'll have it tomorrow, hopefully.
Let me hear you do it.
I can't do it without the...
We'll bid, all right? I'll raise my hand and Jackie and Fred.
I don't know. You know what? I wasn't good at it. I just got caught up in the excitement of the moment.
Go ahead. Yeah, I got a bid. Yeah, I got a bid.
What do we hear? What do we bid? 2,800 over there, 2,829 over there, 2,900, 3,000 over here, 3,100 over here, 32 in the corner, 3,200.
Wow.
But I actually did better than that.
Well, I can imagine. I want to see that. Tomorrow you'll bring that tape?
Yeah, they're supposed to send it to her.
All right, good.
They didn't want to give me the tape because I had to tape the rest of the auction.
Right, important tape.
You don't want to lose those auction tapes. And then the person comes and says, how much did I buy this car for?
Oh, is that what I paid? I didn't bid that.
I didn't mean to spend that much money.
All right. What is it? John's been trying to say something for the last 15 minutes.
Forget it.
What were you saying?
I was trying to say, forget it. Baba Bogus. But I couldn't get it out.
Wow.
Important. Baba Bogus.
It was going to be a non sequitur.
All right, who did you interview here?
Ed Begley Jr.
Ed Begley Jr.
Yeah.
Where'd you find him?
I found them outside the Walden Woods benefit. They had a press conference that I got thrown out of.
The college-y thing.
So I waited outside and got Ed Begley on his way out.
Wow. He asked a bunch of Amy Lynn questions. Because Amy Lynn claims that they were engaged.
Right.
Ed Begley Jr.
Were they?
We're not really that interested in him. We're just interested in Amy, so. This guy, I mean, come on. You've seen Ed Begley Jr. He's not a good-looking guy.
And he has a speech impediment, doesn't he?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Sort of like that.
Yeah?
Kind of
I have to listen to his voice. But this guy, I mean, he's getting penthouse pets. That's why it's great to be in Hollywood. Even if you just get a sort of a role in a movie somewhere or a TV show. Get all the penthouse pets.
All you guys ever want from a woman is, like, window dressing.
Right. You say that like you just came up with a revelation.
I'm like Larry King now.
She's like, if my wife is free, everyone's telling me how thin I look. I go, you're not thin enough yet.
Oh.
You got to lose another 10. She goes, what? I go, you got to lose another 10. I want you at the weight I married you at. I don't think it's fair to a guy. He marries you, and then you gain weight.
Oh, dear.
All you got all day is to lose weight. Me, I'm eating because I'm nervous. Right, Robin?
I don't know why you're eating.
Yeah, you know exactly why I'm eating.
I think it's because you're hungry.
It's a miracle I don't eat more. Sitting here drawing pictures and eating. Because my sister comes over. She's thin enough. I go, who are you? You don't sleep with her. I'm the one banging her.
What does that have to do with how thin she is, whether you're sleeping with her?
I want to see a nice, thin, I like girls super skinny. And I married my wife. She was a rail.
She is not a girl.
My wife weighed 110 pounds when I met her.
But she's not some girl. She's the mother of your children.
I don't care what she is. No. She happens to be the mother of the children, but she's also the only girl I'm allowed to have sex with. So there's a lot of responsibility there.
And what is she? Oh, never mind.
Hey, and what is she getting from me?
Never mind.
She hit the mother load with me. I'm a great guy. All I do is work for her. 2 jobs I'm working for her. 2. Like a sucker. She's busy with God knows what. I say, all you and your yenta friends ought to go out and run around the track for 500 times a day for your husband so you look perfect when we come home. I mean that.
John Derek.
I mean it. That's right, John Derek. Hey, don't call me John Derek. I stayed with the same woman. I didn't dump him.
Yeah, but this doesn't matter. You treat him the same way.
No, I don't.
Oh, he goes and he makes those women work out. He does? Stays there with them while they're working out.
Good for him. I wish I had that kind of free time. I could stand there and watch her work out. And train her. She's thin compared to her fat friends.
Oh.
But I want her thin like when I met her. When she tricked me into marriage.
And that's the only thing you appreciate about her. Is that her ability to get thin.
I love her. I wouldn't stay with her if I didn't love her. I appreciate many things about my wife, but I want her thin. One of the things is she's my permanent hose bag, and I want to make sure that I am... Hey, what is that laugh? What are you, Lurch? Is that your real laugh, John?
Yeah, what do you think? Of course, I have quite a number of laughs. I have a number of laughs. Sounds like a woodpecker. Woodpecker. Go back to Mars, Fred. Go back to Mars, Fred.
Woodpecker. That's pretty funny on the TV show when you get to see Fred actually doing it.
Yes.
All right, so here's Ed Begley Jr. Now, you know what I mean. If you expect your maid to stay at the weight that when you met her, because that's what you were attracted to.
No, you don't expect anybody to stay at any particular weight.
I love her for her mind and her body. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
To be a higher order thing.
Well, hey, listen, how many people you know been married as long as I have with a nice, happy marriage?
And why? I don't know.
I don't see any of yous married as much as me.
I don't know why anybody would stay in a situation like this listening to this.
Aw, come on. You know you'd die to be married to me.
Absolutely.
A great guy like me?
Absolutely.
You're damn right you would.
You know it, too.
You're out there hunting, trawling for man meat, but just like the kind of great guy I am.
No
You
way.
only wish there was a great guy like me. Yeah.
You know what my longevity is. I get rid of them. I get tired of listening.
Every guy you've dated has looked identical and acted identical to me.
Oh, you're so full of it now.
Especially that soap star. Same body, same face.
Right, sure.
And that guy from Jamaica, same guy.
Same guy as you.
That's right.
Right.
You know you'd want to please your man if he was me. Why do you think you keep breaking up with him? You can't find someone as great as me.
I can't find anybody great. Let me say this. I have not found anybody great.
There's no man as good as me.
You are the best friend I have, but you're a terrible husband. I wouldn't marry you.
Yeah, well, you don't know how loving I can be. Your loins are being filled by Stern clones. All the women want a man just like me.
Oh, goodness.
All right, we'll play John's tape when we come. Do you have time, John, if I play the tape?
Yeah, sure.
You okay?
I think so, yeah.
All right, right. Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
As long as he doesn't have to talk.
Yeah, if you have to talk, you might be late, because I have work for him to go do, and you better make sure you're there. It's a good one.
Don't worry, man. I got my car. I'll be there quick. I got my car, man.
Yeah. Mailboxes, etc.
No, jump ahead to Butterbuds.
Okay. Butterbuds?
Yeah.
Butterbuds are so great. They really are. Butterbud sprinkles. I was just going to say mailboxes, etc. are so great, but now I'll just say Butterbuds are so great. Can't we just take the same commercial I start at 6 in the morning and substitute a new name in there?
Yeah, and everywhere you say the product name, just put a new name.
Can we go with some generic copy? I love blank. It's so great. You know why? Because blank is the best product on the market. Butterbud Sprinkles really is the best product on the market. You know why? You know how many calories are in 2 teaspoons of butter or margarine? Yes, butter and margarine have the same amount of calories. 70. I must be like Superman to you, John. When I'm sitting here talking without a thumper, you must go out of your mind. He stares at me while I talk. He's like, oh, well, wait a second. What is Stern doing?
He wonders what that's like.
I see you sitting there with envy.
It's very nice. I was like, you should have seen me on my radio show Friday night. Couldn't get out anything.
Well, in a way, that's good. Because if you could talk like me, no one would want to hear what you had to say. 4 calories a serving. 4 calories a serving. That's right, Butterbud Sprinkles, 4 calories a serving. Butter or margarine, 70 in 2 teaspoons. Well, and there's no cholesterol. And it's low sodium. And it's made from real butter, which is nice. Just the fat and water have been removed. When you put it on popcorn, you have that rich, buttery taste, right, Robin? Yeah. You had buttered popcorn with no calories. Sprinkle on hot, moist foods, such as baked potatoes, fish, noodles, steamed vegetables, rice, hot cereal, soups. Use it in cooking or baking. It's Butterbud Sprinkles.
94 WISP. Howard Stern all morning. Classic rock and roll all day.
Well, that office help and equipment would run you about $2 to $3 grand a month. So it saves you the expense of all that. Sort of like the 7-Eleven of business services. They're there when you need them, and you get your own little mailbox with your street address, and it's a real good deal. Mailboxes, etc. Thank you. 947, 92.3 K-Rock, WISP, WJFK.
Now, where's John?
See, I told him to leave because Michael McKeon's on the phone, and I want to make sure he gets to his next appointment. I was looking over the TV ratings. They were real good. You know what came in the strongest?
What?
Houcho.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Houcho.
Good.
With an 8 rating.
I thought that was a great segment.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's the way to go. Chan the Saturday night deal.
Do Houcho 5 days a week.
Yeah, we could do it because we could go in a studio.
We'd have a strip show.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's my proposal. Houcho. And you bet your ass. It could be on daytime. It's very, very strong. Late night entry, whatever you want to put it.
Whatever.
Houcho. Available on your exclusive market-by-market basis. Robin, who's our next guest?
Well, Houcho.
It's Michael McKeon. 11:30 nightly. Perfect.
Be a sensation.
You betcha. And I know we could do that, no problem.
But are they going to let us?
Maybe they would.
All right.
Didn't they always say they wanted a nightly show from us?
Right.
Strip show. And if we're lucky, it'll fail, and then we'll be out of television. Our problem is our TV show's too damn successful. I'm going to propose that to the syndicators.
All right.
Not in addition to what we do, but just that's it.
No.
That's what's going to want.
All right. I'll either give them a half-hour lesbian dating game, a strip show nightly.
You know what they're going to ask for, a half-hour both.
Fine. You know what I'll do? 2 nights a week you get Houcho, 3 nights a week you get lesbian dating game. That's it. Half-hour, strip show, that's
and then
it.
we get no lesbian love connection.
Okay. Wait a second.
Oh, there you go.
You got 2 nights a week Houcho, Best of How Show. 2 nights a week, lesbian dating game.
No, pal.
What?
You do the lesbian dating game on Monday.
Yeah.
Then 3 nights of How Show, and then you do the follow-up on the Friday.
Okay, fine. Good enough. Sold. Half-hour nightly show.
Done deal.
All right, let's go home. Seriously, Robin, don't you like that a lot better?
I would love to do that.
Yep.
At least we'd know what we were doing every week.
On our phone, by the way, is Michael McKeon. It's already getting complicated. I noticed it became all that. Yeah.
Now we're doing 2 shows.
Michael McKeon, who was on Lenny and Squiggy, you know, Laverne and Shirley, but he was Lenny.
Yes.
No, he was Squiggy. No, he was Lenny.
He was Lenny.
He's the tall guy. Squiggy's the guy you never see anymore. He's not even around.
What happened to him?
Yeah, what happened
Did
to
he
him?
just retire, or
well,
what?
ask Michael that. And then Michael's also the dude from Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Which he was excellent in. More than excellent. And then he was in something else, but I don't even know what it was.
He was in that Michael J. Fox film. Remember the one he did with Joan Jett?
Oh, yeah.
Michael
But
McKeon
that was
in
awful.
the band.
Michael admit that's awful.
He was also in The Big Picture with...
which I haven't seen, but I want to.
What's his name? What is our... Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. Hey, Michael. Michael.
Howard.
Hey, what happened to that guy who did Squiggy? What is he off eating bear guts for religion?
Just jump right in, Howard.
And what happened to that guy?
He's around. Come on. He was in Twin Peaks last year.
Was he?
Yeah, he's going to be in David Lynch's new show.
Really?
You know, yeah, he's doing almost as much TV as you are, Howard.
Is he, no, I don't think anybody's doing as much TV. See, even though you only see me an hour a week, I'm doing 90 hours a week of television. It's just only an hour gets on.
Hello, Robin.
Good morning.
The years have not diminished your appeal, dear.
Oh, dear.
She has many suitors. So,
but they're all Howard clones, I just found out.
Yeah, all the guys who were after. But anyway, so the thing is that, so you're in touch with that guy or what?
David?
Yeah.
All the time. David's very depressed, though, because he's a big Pittsburgh Pirates fan. And they, well, you know what happened last week.
But you guys can pretty much just pick and choose like 1 or 2 or 3 projects a year because you get all that Laverne and Shirley money coming in.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, you know, they cut that in half every time they show them, so you know how many times they've shown them.
See, I don't understand how that works.
There's a deal.
Well, it works. Whatever screws the actor is kind of their, that's how they work it.
You mean the deal is you get paid the first time it goes into syndication?
Yeah, and then you get paid when they strip it. You know what that means, right?
Right.
Then you get paid when they syndicate it. They sell a whole package, and then it's just every time they show it in any country.
Yeah.
So if in Finland they show episode number 38, that means they get a chance to cut it in half again. So now I get like 48 cents every time they show the entire.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can pick and choose, Howard. I don't have to do any of that whoring around.
Well, if you know 48 cents is coming in on a regular basis.
You can sort of sit back and relax.
So who screwed you exactly? Gary Marshall?
Huh?
Who screwed you exactly? Gary Marshall?
No. Gary has never screwed anyone he didn't intend to.
Right.
Let me put it that way.
So who is the guy screwing you?
No,
Come on, who is the guy?
It's not a guy, Howard. It's like...
Is it Lou
life.
Adler?
You know, it's life.
Life
it's something
is,
much more general and broad than that. It's life.
Are you too afraid to say here on the radio who is screwing you?
All right. His name is Brad Williams II, and he's the head of the entertainment industry. And he's not even Jewish. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, obviously that's a name you just made up. See, I catch on quick.
That's pretty sharp.
Anyway.
I make up funnier names around 8 in the morning. This is too early for me. Only Canadians get up this early. Don't you know that?
Hey, I heard you did something really cool for us.
What did I do?
You were on those 2 idiot show, Mark and Brian. Listen to this. This is what Michael did, okay?
Okay.
There's 2 idiots. 2 blithering idiots who just pretty much stole my whole act.
You know, they worship the ground you walk on, by the way, but go ahead.
2 sweet guys.
They should.
2 sweet guys who basically were living in Oklahoma somewhere and got all of these neat, bright ideas. And unbelievably, they're all the same ideas I've had for the last 20 years. It's unbelievable, but they've never heard my show before. That's what they've said. They said they've never heard it before. Their TV show is real original.
Get to the stuff I did.
Yeah. So you have no idea how you endeared yourself to us.
Maybe I do. What did I do?
All right. So he's on their show. What did you exactly say, actually?
Well, it was actually David St. Hubbins who did this. Is my Spinal Tap alter ego guy.
Right.
And I said, I'm not going to do the accent because, like I said, it's very early here.
You don't want to do it as the Spinal Tap guy?
Well, I was
See if he's there. See if he's in the room with
producer. I was talking to them. I was talking to the producer, and I said, well, you know, if Mark and Brian would really like to go on an exciting adventure, they should do the Stern Show. and I expected at least like a polite laugh.
Yeah, because that's irreverent.
Funny.
Yeah. But the producer instead uttered a 4-letter expletive on the air.
Yeah, but what happened was she claimed she thought she was off the air.
Yeah.
She told him, hey, F you, man.
No, she didn't.
She said BS?
No, she just said S.
S. She goes, S.
S? Is that bad?
And she said the letter S. What'd she say, S? And something about how you, what did she berate you?
No, because then she hung up. Then they went to like that little piece of music they play before the news, you know. Yeah, real fast. We're going to have news a little early today, folks.
Yeah.
No, but I'll tell you something. I was just trying to loosen things up.
Right, do some humor.
Yeah, but hey, you know.
Hey, screw
You thought
them.
you were on a comedy show.
Right.
How were you to know?
No, when you bring up my name, there's no comedy. Let me tell you something. There's no comedy going on at that stinking station, and they are going down. I hate those guys.
Let me read you something.
Go ahead, Robin.
I'm very happy.
Will Michael like this? Michael's going to get 50 cents for each rerun?
48.
It's the time of the year when the networks have to determine what they're going to do about their new shows. And they determine whether they're going to order more episodes. Most shows get an initial order of 13 episodes, and then they have to come along and say whether they want any more. So the network at the Mark and Brian network, NBC, they have asked for additional shows, but it wasn't a huge vote of confidence. They only asked for 2 additional episode.
Well, that shouldn't be too taxing. two more adventures.
Yeah, that's all they want.
Well, what do you watch right before Erie, Indiana, huh?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
My kid loves that show.
Yeah, I like the flow of that show into Erie, Indiana. It's nice. It's very, very nice. But, well, 2 more shows. That means 600 more hours of taping. You know what we heard about their TV show?
What?
They tape on a 300-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
Which means for every minute you see on that show, they have to spend 300 minutes getting it.
Well, you know something really scary, though? They did that for like 8 seasons on Real People and those shows. Yeah. I mean, that's that same kind of documentary, let's, shoot more money than, we need to do.
Yeah, but their problem is they've got to do a radio show along with that, and
Real People wasn't tied to staying with Mark and Brian.
Right. Yeah, it's really cool. Because I hate those guys. I really do hate them.
Really? You've never mentioned it on the air or anything.
Don't you hate some guys in Hollywood? I mean, aren't there other guys or actors and stuff that you hate? I mean, why am I the only guy who comes on the air and mentions people he hates?
Well, I don't hate anyone except possibly Charlton Heston.
You hate him?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think politically he's a dork, and I also think he's like a remarkably bad actor. For a guy who used to be kind of a paragon.
Right.
It's kind of like the whistle's been blown here, but he hasn't heard it. 20 years ago, someone said, who really stinks? Charlton Heston. But instead of taking the hint, he went on and he made all these movies. And now, what he's doing... you got me started now.
He's 80. He's 80 years old. You're so brave. Really. He's taking somebody completely out of the showbiz mainstream.
Can Charlton hear this?
Right. Not only can't Charlton hear this...
Yeah. No, listen, I hear he's a very nice guy.
Michael, you're a bit of a pussy. Ever say that? The guy I hate is...
Beating up on an 80-year-old.
Yeah, the guy I hate is Ruth Buzzy. Someone who can do absolutely no good for him,
Ruth Buzzy is a much better actor than Charlton.
I'm sorry. I have to go on the air and say I hate Grandpa Al, 135 years old. I mean, he's one of your contemporaries.
No, I don't hate my contemporaries.
Hey, I know you hang out with Rob Reiner, right? I see like a whole...
Much.
You don't?
No, we're not. Our paths don't cross that much.
Oh, I thought he was like one of your little buddies. I see you like with that little clique, that...
Oh, yeah.
I see you with, like, Paul Schaefer, Harry Shearer.
Shearer I hang out with. I've known Harry Shearer for 20-something years now.
I can see you and him and Paul Schaefer. All, you're like the one token tall guy they hang out with.
I don't see Paul that much, because every time I see Paul, it's like...
Who are you hanging with?
Across that little room. I don't hang out too much, Howard. I sit home, I listen to the radio. I'm your audience, you know. I sit there with this little bathrobe on in the morning, you know. And
Are all your Hollywood friends listening to the show now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what's your vibe? I mean,
I mean, the general vibe is, among the people I know, is that all morning men should be beaten to death.
Right.
But, you know, there are certain exceptions.
All right.
There are certain exceptions.
Yeah.
You are definitely... You're at least as cranky as everyone else in the morning,
right?
Which is why you're fun to listen.
I mean,
you illuminate it from within,
what good would the makeup be?
Right. I mean, you can put anyone in makeup unless you're an exceptional actor. You gotta admit, I can act, right? Come on.
In makeup.
In makeup. Yeah. I mean, it's more than most people can do. So the thing is that when I met him, I needed a giant... What I wanted was a giant penis coming out of my pants that I could talk to, so I could talk to my own penis.
Right.
So he made one so I could work it with strings and stuff so that while I'm on stage, I can actually... Yeah.
What was this thing you were doing?
We did a live show. So then I get out there, and the thing doesn't work, and I'm talking to my penis, and the mouth isn't moving. But he's improved since then.
That's good.
You'd think I would have tested the giant penis out before I went out in front of 20,000 people.
Oh, no.
No, I was impressed, though.
Thank you. All right, listen, Sessions, Michael McKean...
And Spinal Tap album coming out in March, too.
All right, so maybe we'll see you when you come around for that.
I will certainly try.
All right, man.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye, Howard.
Michael McKean.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Robin.
Sessions Sunday night. Tell Squiggy we need interns.
Okay.
All right? We need some people to work for free if he doesn't mind. You're going to give me coffee and bake my potatoes and junk. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. He's a good guy. He's a gentle hippie.
Yes.
I can't believe he likes us, and yet he doesn't admire people because they take the low road in comedy.
Oh, that's too easy.
We're about as low as we go. I'm on here calling people dickheads. Well, spanking girls and calling people dickheads. And yet somehow he likes us. He's a good guy.
There's no explaining it sometimes.
He's good on the air.
Yeah. I was glad we got to talk to him.
I'm glad it's time for us to go eat.
Well, let me tell you what's going on.
Go ahead, Rob.
A couple of things to mention here.
You know, sometimes I call you Rob now. You notice that? I go ahead, Rob.
You used to do that, but only off the air. And people would say to me, do you mind him shortening your name?
Robbie, I'm thinking of going to.
Robbie?
Just to, spruce things up.
No. Rob is okay.
Robbie, Bobby, Bo Bobby.
Robin is okay. But not Robbie.
Roberta.
Enough already. This is interesting. Ever wonder why lead singer Axl Rose is the way he is, the guy from Guns N' Roses? Well, now they've gone back to his hometown of Lafayette, Indiana to find out why. And they say maybe it's because when he was in junior high school, the kids used to tape his mouth shut and stuff him in his own locker. His 8th grade running coach says that young William Bailey, which is his real name, would drive his classmates crazy by talking nonstop about how famous he was going to be.
Oh, really?
And their response was to finally slap tape over his mouth and lock him in his own locker.
Wow.
But it turns out that he made them... He got the last laugh anyway, because look at how famous he is now.
Gee, I thought I had a rough childhood.
See, and those weren't even black kids out there.
Right. Those were regular white kids, Robin.
Oh, my goodness, you drove them crazy. Are you going to go see Anne Margaret at Radio City Music Hall?
What do you think? Of course.
Well, since Bob Hope said you're the most talented person he's met since Anne Margaret, I thought you'd be rushing over there to see what she does.
Bob Hope really said it about me, and I don't think it was in jest. He meant it as a compliment.
I have no clue what that means.
It means he hasn't seen talent come down the pike like mine since Anne Margaret.
I don't know. See, just that I don't know how you compare to Anne Margaret.
Well, just in terms of versatility, multifaceted, entertainers.
Versatility?
Yeah. Versatility, Robin. I got a hit television show, a hit radio show.
Okay.
I'm damn good at everything I conquer. I'm not some Oprah busy doing the Phil Donahue show.
All right. I just, it's always struck me as a very funny thing, because I'm looking at, what she's doing at Radio City Music Hall. she's going to be dancing with the Rockettes and singing, I suppose.
Have you seen what she looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah. She lost her looks.
Well, she's over 50.
She was on Donahue, and all the guys in the audience get up going, oh, you look so beautiful. And I'm going, oh, man, where'd you get those choppers?
I didn't see her on the Donahue show.
Oh.
And I missed her on Larry King because I wanted to see exactly what she looked like. And I noticed that every picture she takes, she's now standing behind something.
Yeah.
So.
Standing behind Fred.
Yeah. She's really trying to hide there. But anyway, she's going to be dancing with the Rockettes. There are going to be 12 motorcycles, 9 dancers, 3 singers, a steam curtain, movie screens, and 12 costume changes.
Sounds like she's going to make no money on her live show like I don't.
Maybe there is a comparison.
I roll in tennis courts for my live appearances. That's great. Until you have to pay for it.
So anyway, I'll never forget that quote from Bob Hope about you. Mm-hmm. And anytime I see her name, I'll have to find out what she's doing, because then I can compare the two of you.
Let me ask you a question. Have you seen anybody with more talent come down the pike since Ann Margaret than me? Seriously, think about it. 4 or 5 hours of entertaining a day and TV programs and various projects.
I just don't know that I'd use Ann Margaret's name.
Mm-hmm. You don't think of Ann Margaret?
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
And approximately when did she come down the pike?
Yeah, right. That's like 100 years ago.
61?
Yeah, I mean, before Elvis.
Fly by Birdie or something?
Right, yeah. In fact, it was George Burns who discovered her.
How many costume changes? Is she going to be...
12.
12. Hey, I hope one of those costumes is a paper bag.
Did you see this? That the Mike Tyson fight has been delayed. Instead of November 8th, it's now going to be January 20th.
See, that depresses me. I was actually looking forward to that.
So was I. I was getting ready, getting all geared up for a fight.
I actually care who is, who could beat each other up.
I mean, I've been waiting to see this one.
This is a town where I walk down the street on any God-given day, and I see black guys fighting each other all day. There's a pro fight going on in the streets every day. You can walk down the streets of New York and watch 2 black guys slap the crap out of each other.
But they don't do it well.
No, I guess not. But I care about these 2 particular black guys beating the crap out of each other.
Well, these are 2 millionaires, so
right.
It makes a difference.
It's more fun.
So anyway, but the thing that is really interesting is this puts it like 2 weeks before his trial, or a week even before his trial. He goes on trial January 27th, and he's going to fight on the 20th.
I just got a great idea for a segment on our TV show.
What?
I must share it with you. Why don't we send our cameras out to find black guys fighting, which isn't so hard, and we have a different fight of the week.
That would be so funny.
We pay him for it.
But is that right?
Sure, it's right. It's going on anyway. Why can't
wait a minute. Let me ask you something. That goes back to the old question. If you're a reporter.
Right. If someone's lighting themselves on fire,
and if you see someone do you sit there and watch and put the camera on them?
Yes.
Or do you try to stop that from happening?
I watch. Listen, 200 black guys a day go to jail for fighting, and 2 of these guys get millions of dollars for it. It makes no sense. We could do the same stupid thing. We'll get our own black guys in the street with no boxing gloves.
No ring, no gloves, no nothing.
Beautiful.
I don't know if you want to do that. I think you can get into trouble.
Good. Because trouble is my middle name.
All of a sudden, they'll be saying you put them up to it, and you'll be in court paying their medical bill.
Fine.
I don't know.
I want to watch.
Bree Walker Lampley.
Bree Walker Lampley.
Has complained to the Federal Communication Commission.
About what?
About a radio show that questioned her right to bear a child knowing it could be disfigured.
First of all, we did that show before this woman, Jane Norris.
What, do you want the complaint?
Sure, I'll take it. We were talking about whether or not she should have her hands, whether she should be having more babies, and this woman stole the idea. That's number 1.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2. The FCC, what is it? Is Bree Walker stupid? Has she not been in the broadcasting industry for years? I mean, this is supposed to be a journalist. The FCC doesn't handle those kinds of complaints. They only care about sex. Whether or not you say nips on the air is their big question.
Well, here's her complaint. She says that it was blatant, a blatant example of prejudice against people with disabilities, and that the woman incorrectly referred to her condition as a disease and cut off callers who disagreed with her view.
But the FCC doesn't handle those kind of complaints. You're allowed to do that. The FCC doesn't get involved in that. It's meaningless. You know that.
I know. I'm just telling you how she complained. she didn't go to the right people.
Complain to sponsors or something. I don't know. What are you complaining to the FCC for? It's a joke. FCC only cares about what I say anyway. When he said breast, he said it 3 times. If he had said it once, it would have been fine. But he said it twice. That means he's pandering to prurient interest. If he talks about breasts 3 times in a row, we must seek a ruling on this. Dopes. Idiots. I don't care. Chop off Bree's hands and feet and stuff them in her mouth. I got my own problems. Sitting there writing letters. I would have liked to see a tape of her writing the letter to the FCC. I want to see if she typed it or wrote it with a pencil.
Oh, dear. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd tell you about the complaint. Joan Rivers apparently is...
Could care less how many kids she has. I hope she has an army of children. Army of children with claws.
Well, now she's got a boy and a girl.
Right. Hey,
and
listen.
They both have it.
Jackie's got worse feet than Bree Walker.
Hey.
There's a question. Would you rather have Bree Walker's feet or Jackie's?
Hey, at least Bree doesn't have any toenails that she has to worry about getting pulled out. Hey, you think Bree's got toenails?
Yeah, she must have toenails.
No,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
say
yeah.
that. No, her hands don't have... She doesn't have fingernails.
On any of her fingers?
Nope.
She's no.
What are you talking about?
I don't know that. If she had a
She has a claw.
Well, I've seen she has... Well, they don't even go out to fingers, do they?
No.
I didn't think about that.
Okay, so legitimate question, and we're going to open that up to our callers right after these words.
Well, anyway, Joan Rivers is having plastic surgery on her show.
On herself?
On herself, yes. She's going to have what they call a touch-up done by a plastic surgeon.
By a psychic?
No, a psychic facelift.
Right.
No, she's going to have a plastic surgeon come in and do a nip and tuck on her on the air.
Let me tell you something. She could get nude and string her breasts up from a galley. She's on Channel 11. She ain't going to get any ratings.
There's no hope, huh?
That's what I've been trying to tell her. I wish she'd come in here so I could tell her. Channel 11 means death. You go on Channel 11, you die.
Well, the whole point is I've seen Joan lately. She doesn't look like she needs any work done.
She is as cuckoo as Michael Jackson or any of them. How much work can she have done? Her kneecaps are on her cheeks already. Her eyes are lifted. Literally, now here's a woman I know. I mean, I have a personal relationship with her. Her eyes now are so slanted like Chinese, and they come up to her hairline. Over her forehead. Now, check this out. Her eyes, I'm talking about the tops of her eyes come up to...
The corner.
The corner where her hairline is. Think about that. Any more facelifts and her anus will be in the middle of her forehead. How much more work can these women have done?
I don't know.
Oops.
But I think she looks marvelous. She shouldn't be doing anything.
She looks fine.
Have you been watching Dynasty?
No, I didn't watch that.
You're through with that.
I haven't with that.
All right.
I watched every episode, but that's it. I gave up.
I wondered about you and when your love of these soap operas would start to trail off.
No, the last year of Dynasty, I didn't even watch.
Okay.
And I stick with them to the bloody end.
I noticed.
Knots Landing's my favorite show. But that's a good show. They got good writers on that show. That's a good show.
I have tired of that. Even though it was a good show, I have tired. I don't watch it anymore.
Well, you are of superior intellect. What can I say?
No, I'm just saying. It's just my personal thing.
Like even this Beverly Hills 90210. I watch that. Whatever. I fast forward through the name of it. Even that I like.
But even sitcoms. You know, I started watching The Wonder Years, and I was really hot on that for a while. Now I don't watch it.
I can't find that anymore. What happened to those shows?
They're on Wednesday nights or something, aren't they?
No. I tune in on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. I see...
Yeah, they're later. They pushed them back.
They can't do that to me. They changed the time, and I said I give up.
But I just, I still like the Monday night ones on CBS, but I get tired of shows pretty easily. Let's see. Your girlfriend, Lisa Hartman?
I wasn't sure which Lisa, Bonet or Hartman.
She got married.
I know I could have gotten her.
Married that Clint Black.
I know I could have gotten her.
Big country western star now.
We interviewed her when we were out in Los Angeles one time, and I'm telling you, I think if I asked her out, she would have gone. I'm telling you, I definitely know I could get her.
Well, you missed out on that one.
She was digging me.
You think so?
Yeah, I think, she was kind of desperate for a relationship.
Ah. Well, she finally found one.
What is he, a beet farmer?
No. He's the big country star now.
What's his name?
Clint Black. He's another one of those guys who runs around with a hat, doesn't have top of his head.
Giant cowboy hat. Attractive look. Well, she badly wants to be a rock star.
She wants to be in the music business.
She did something so stupid, it's beyond belief. She left Knots Landing, where they even let her sing those stupid songs once a week, because she's going to go get some other work. I think she was in Swamp Thing or something. I don't know what she's been in since. Was that Heather Locklear?
That was Heather Locklear.
These girls, they all get nuts.
Well, she left Knots twice.
Yeah. They even brought her back. They were so hard up for her. Now no one even thinks about her. You don't leave a show like that. That could have been a permanent job. She could have been set up for life. But, you know, a lot of these women don't think clearly. And a lot of these men either. Especially that Suzanne Summers and this one, what's her name again? Lisa Hartman. Lisa Hartman. Lisa Bonet's another maniac.
But then you got Patrick Duffy, who walked off Dallas, and he had to be brought back.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, he at least smartened up. But that check doesn't get. Lisa Bonet, that's another one. She can't get along with Bill Cosby, can't get along with this one, from what I read. Now, she says that that's a lie.
Well, why is she off the show?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. You stick with that thing, because no one's going to hear from you again after that show.
Actor Tom Laughlin, remember him?
No, I don't.
Billy Jack?
Oh, him, yeah, he's good.
He wants to run for president.
Dope.
He's running for president.
With those Indians he's friends with?
He's trying for the Democratic presidential nomination. He jumped into the race yesterday in front of his childhood home in Milwaukee. He says the country can't survive 4 more years of President Bush.
I'll tell you something. I'll vote for him over Bush.
His campaign themes include national health care insurance for every American, lower taxes, and an overhaul of the nation's educational system.
So what's he going to do, kick the Russians in the jaw and build a totem pole? Is that his platform? Get with it. Get with it. Get serious with your life.
You know, there's just too many things I want to mention here today.
Don't waste my time, Billy Jack.
You know how sometimes you see these stories about the cops and they say...
Who's his vice president, Mike Ganji? Go ahead, I'm sorry, yes?
Yeah, interrupting me.
Well, I had important things to say, like Mike Ganji.
You know how sometimes you read those stories about the cops saving somebody who was trying to jump off a roof or something?
Yes.
Well, 2 weeks after police dissuaded a distraught man from leaping off a South Bronx housing project roof, officers shot and then arrested him for threatening to throw his infant daughter from the same roof. So, you know, in that 2-week period of time, he got a lot better. Decided not to kill himself, to kill his daughter. So they shot him and got the little girl away from him. 1-year-old. And, you know, so sometimes it's not a good idea to save those people.
That's right, brother.
You know, you got to be a little discriminating.
Don't risk your life for a jerk.
Governor Cuomo says he's looking at 1992. He's still trying to determine whether he's going to run for president. Billy Jack can make a decision, but the governor of New York can't. So he's still looking at the possibilities. So I don't know what that means.
All right.
400 women of various ages and stations from 37 states with one thing in common. Their breasts had been enlarged with silicone implants. All converged on Washington earlier this month.
To say what?
They were there to plead with Congress not to ban, well, actually the Food and Drug Administration, not to ban implants.
Really? Well, they got them already. What do they care?
Well, they've got them already, but they don't want other women not to, you know, they think, well, if I couldn't have gotten this, I wouldn't be having this wonderful life I'm having, I suppose.
Yeah, but couldn't they get saline implants?
Well, the FDA seems to have a problem with implants in general and the materials that they are made out of.
In other words, if a woman wants to kill herself having big breasts, she should be allowed to do it.
The government thinks they should step in. But these women say, hey, we deserve a right to choose. You know, there are side effects, serious side effects, allergic reactions, unsightly and painful lumping of tissue, and, you know, rupture and leakage. But if you want to take those risks...
Isn't it worth it? You betcha. God, you girls look great.
You ought to be able to, I suppose.
Yes.
So they, you know, just went to Washington to make sure that their right to breast augmentation was not curtailed.
I'd like to see a picture of these girls protesting. I really would.
400 of them, all with perfect breasts.
I bet you they're all great looking, too.
Macaulay Culkin, the 11-year-old star of Home Alone, he is going to be in Michael Jackson's next video. And he says, these are his own words, Michael is fantastic.
Well, yeah.
When I spend time at his place...
That's sick.
We play tricks on each other and his security guards.
Imagine
he has
these two guys.
every practical joke you can think of.
He runs around with this kid.
He's not weird, just great fun. And just imagine you're a security guard on the Jackson estate, and he's running around all day playing tricks on you.
If I was, yeah, isn't that great?
You got a, minimum wage job, and this millionaire's running around playing practical jokes on you.
That kid, McCarkin, he's gonna end up marrying Liz Taylor. Wait and see.
In Richard Johnson's column yesterday, he said Channel 2 weatherman Irv Jakovsky is so unpopular with his station mates.
Mr. G.
And they routinely treat him with such contempt that he went into news director Dean Daniels' office the other day to complain.
Yeah, I saw that item. Well, I used to see him. I used to work out this health club where Mr. G was. He walked around like his duty don't stink. And I'll tell you something. I could see why no one likes him. I was repulsed by just seeing him.
I'll have to watch that show more closely to see the interaction on the air, because they all pretend to be such good friends.
He's got that big phony smile.
Yeah.
Mr. G. And he goes out. You notice every night his shtick is, every weather guy has to have a shtick.
Right.
His shtick is he goes to different schools during the day and lectures the kids on weather.
Yeah.
And it's always all black kids. Never any white kids. Because you must go to the...
let's say non-white kids, because they are browns and mixed.
Browns, yeah. Well, all right, look, come on. I mean, Afro-Americans, okay?
No, I'm saying there's lots of Hispanic kids, too.
Oh, you can tell. So, I don't know. I just see they always take a bad snapshot of the kids, and it's all these black kids. You think he went to Africa every day to talk to the kids about weather. You never see one white child. And what leads me to believe is the guy probably just steps out and says, where is the closest school?
He goes to the same school every day.
Right, it's got to be. There's got to be a school with one white child in it. Mr. G.
Well, the result of his talk with Dean Daniels was a memo telling the staff to be nicer to Mr. G.
Yeah.
Bess Meyerson was mugged in Moscow. The former Miss America is now in the hospital here awaiting leg surgery because in the scuffle, her leg was broken. Apparently, there are now marauding gangs that run through the airports in Moscow, knocking over tourists and grabbing their bags.
You say Moscow. Isn't it Moscow?
It depends.
Oh, come on, wait a second. Don't say it depends. Moscow.
It's Moscow.
What? Moscow. What do you say, Fred?
Moscow.
Well, what is he, the definitive
well, no, what do you say?
Pronunciation guide on the show?
Moscow.
You go to anybody on the phone and ask them how they say it.
What do they know?
That's common usage.
Well, I'm uncommon.
No, say Moscow. Come on.
I want to say Moscow.
Well, don't say it anymore. Come on. Bosco. She went to... So, what's her name again? Bess Meyerson?
Bess Meyerson, yes.
You get milk from a cow.
A what?
You get milk from a cow.
Right. A cow.
You listen to news programs, they say Moscow.
Okay. Come on. It's Moscow.
It's Moscow.
Moscow.
I'd like to tell the story about Bess Meyerson's leg.
Yeah, but
I am pronouncing that correctly.
No, it's Bess Meyerson. Bess Meyerson in Moscow. All right, go ahead, Robin. So, yeah, what happened to her?
Yeah, they have these bands of youths who, I guess have no jobs and no money, and they... there's a lot of tourists coming into the Soviet Union now.
No, thank you.
And,
yeah.
Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes.
So when they come off the plane and they're walking through the airport, bam, they just grab them, try to grab their bags, steal their jewels, and run off. So Bess, I guess, she said she was perfectly willing for them to take her bag, but it was on her shoulder and they didn't get it. They spun her around, knocked her down. And, she's over 60, so she broke her hip or leg. 66 years old. Meanwhile, I'll tell you, the funniest thing about this story is that she had to fight not to go to one of these Russian hospitals. And they finally took her to she got in hold of the American embassy, and they took her to the hospital where they take the Soviet leaders when they get sick, because you don't want to go to just a Russian hospital. And she said when the doctor was finally taking a look at her, they I guess had tried to explain to him that she was a very prominent person, that she was a Miss America. And he goes, Miss Russia is 18. You're Miss America? Couldn't believe a 66-year-old woman was Miss America.
He probably thinks all our women are ugly.
Thought that was incredible.
Who wants to wait in line for toilet paper with a broken leg?
Also in Moscow.
Right.
Moscow. They have a new thing they're doing. It's called State Husband. And they promise to help women get pregnant through natural insemination. And what happens is for 250 rubles, women who have been medically certified fertile can choose a potential father from the state husband's list of donors. And this is a guy who'll just come and do you. Over like an 8-week period. And if you're not pregnant by the end of the 8 weeks, you can get a second session.
Wow. I want that job. White Bangers, Inc.
That's incredible.
Wow.
A sad note now. William Dinkins, the father of the mayor of New York City, died on Friday night.
He died of embarrassment from the way his son's running this city.
Stop
That's how he died.
85 years old. I think it was old age.
85 years young, Robin. I like that. The old people are 85 years young. The guy's dead. You're old.
So we say we send our condolences to the Dinkins family.
Right. We're always upset when someone dies.
And finally, at 4 o'clock today on the talk shows, Donahue, patients claim that they were sexually abused by doctors while anesthetized. Or you can try Oprah with Shirley MacLaine.
Ugh. I'd rather see women who had sex while they were unconscious, personally. All right, very good, Robin, and I'll see you tomorrow. By the way, Jackie the Joke Man Martling is appearing at Governor's Comedy Shop for the big Halloween night show, October 31st in Levittown on Long Island. Free album with advance ticket for jokes and information. Dial 516-922-WINE. And to order his new Polygram video live in concert, call 1-800-EGAD 131 $18.90 include shipping. Boy Gary this Sunday morning from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Harvey Electronics in Secaucus, New Jersey with the K-Rock van. Stuttering John will host a pre-Halloween party at Cocktails in South River, New Jersey this Saturday night, October 26th from 10:30 to 12 p.m. Stuttering John and the K-Rock van, Sunday, October 27th, 2 to 4 p.m. at the Belmont Flea Market. And 718-BAG-5040. If you're planning a wedding or a Christmas party and you need a mobile DJ, call Scott the Engineer. And don't forget to reserve your Christmas party now. Okay. Meg Griffin is next here in New York. God knows who else you got in the rest of the country. But I'm going to start off with a song here. Oh, should I be playing a commercial? You tell me.
Let's see what time it is.
They better do a commercial.
Yeah, you can do a song.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you can.
Just see what my choices are. I got to make a decision. We'll go with this. All right.
How did I know?
Yes. It's Cream. In the white room with black curtains.
In the white room with black curtains.
In the station.